This is WFO Radio.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is 6:30 on the East Coast, 5:30 Central Time, where my man Elon is. Elon, hello, sir. How are you?
Hello. How are you doing? We're
good.
We're twinsing tonight. We're going to go to the St. Hawkins camp.
Right?
We're in our bonanza hats.
That's right. I saw it on my little where I keep all my hats, and I was like, I'm drag racing bracket bonanza it up tonight.
I did the same thing. I feel like I must have had like a pressure cooker of a day because I apparently spent my whole day like this because my hair was just all crazy. So I thought, well, better put a cap on that.
Yeah, I got a haircut yesterday, and it was time. I felt very unkempt in Bristol, Tennessee.
I need to get a haircut because when I woke up in the morning, a couple mornings in Bristol, and my hair was just like Christopher Lloyd, Back to the Future. And I was like, well, at least I don't have to do anything with my hair today.
Right? You just say, Marty,
yeah,
85 to 88 degrees, Marty.
88 miles per hour.
That's 8 miles per hour.
Your kids are so screwed up. Get in the car.
What did you like the Back to the Future where they went to the Old West and went to the train and all that one? No, I didn't like that one either.
I gave Back to the Future 2 versions, and I think that was the Back to the Future 3.
Yeah, I didn't like that one so much.
No. Out.
Yeah, that was I'm out too. I was like, no, I'm watching all that. We're all good.
Yeah, sequels really struggle. Now, The Accountant 2, strong.
Is it good?
Yes, it's really good.
Is Ben Affleck in it?
Ben Affleck is in it, and so is the same guy. I just call him the guy from Walking Dead, but he's done a bunch of other stuff.
Oh, okay.
John Bartholomew. It's not Bartholomew. It's something like that. But
yeah.
It was really good. It had a lot of good humor. It actually had everything in the movie. It had action, had a decent story, had some very funny lines, and was I would put it on Empire Strikes Back, Godfather Part 2, and Accountant 2 level of top 3 sequels that didn't suck.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, Godfather 3, no dice, no need to watch it. Can't watch it. Again, going back to the old references we have, we finally got Galvin to watch 1 and 2 of Godfather, which 2 are by far the greatest movies of all time.
Yeah, we can get into. There was a series, and I don't know if it was Hulu or something, but there was a TV show about the making of The Godfather. I can't.
Oh yeah,
so good.
It was good.
That whole making of the movie, insane. But we don't need to talk about that. We need to talk about all the shenanigans happened in Bristol. We're not going to talk racing.
Yeah, let's talk a little racing.
Can I get something off my chest real quick?
Sure, let's go.
Public service announcement.
Yeah, let's roll.
If you want to get stopped by TSA every time,
right,
and have all your stuff gone through, here are 3 items guaranteed to get you stopped.
Go.
Lots of change in your backpack.
Okay.
Like if you're a guy like me that pays cash for everything, after about 3 weeks of just dumping change into the big pocket of your backpack, guaranteed stop and check.
Okay.
Decals like these.
Oh, you have a ton of them.
Yeah, like these little packages of Bracket Bonanza decals. I take about 500 of them to a race. They just show up as I don't know what. And dominoes. Dominoes in your bag looks like just a big black hole. So those are 3 things because I had 2 of those going to Bristol. I had apparently a ton of change and a bunch of decals that look suspect.
Yeah, that's scary. I had a TSA guy being trained going through the scanner thing. Oh my God. I looked at this guy and he was the guy at the trying to push your stuff through the conveyor belt. I looked at this guy and he was so upset. You could just see him. He was like just shaking his head. I go, is it training day? And he's like, oh yes. And this guy wants to be perfect. And I go, well, I hope he's trying to be perfect, but there's got to be a quicker way to do this.
Yes. Also, on my way back from Bristol, Tri-Cities Airport's also very funny. like 6 gates, super small. As I was going through pre-check, the guy in front of me was having an issue. The birth date on his ticket did not match his ID.
Oh boy.
I don't know. So they had to send him somewhere else. So I go through and I can see the regular line, and there's a woman through the glass, and she appears to be flustered or confused. And I asked the guy at the gate, I go, am I too early for the 6 o'clock freak out show? And he's like, yeah, I don't know what's going on there. And so I kind of go through, walk by her, and she's like, I don't know where my husband went. He was right behind me. And I looked at her and I go, was he kind of a taller guy, good looking, shorts and a ball cap? And she was like, I guess he's kind of good looking. And I was like, oh yeah, he totally decided he's not flying today. He just took off. I was right there. And she's like, really? And I was like, no, there's some issue with his birth date or whatever. I'm sure he's not just going to leave you here.
Right.
Fly to wherever you're flying to. And then I go down, sit down. And then as we come back, like they sit like right across from me. And she's like, that's the guy that said you were going to leave me and not come back. And I said, dude, I thought you were getting out of here. You had your chance to clean getaway. She was stuck. And he's like, no, I'm not going to do that.
See, you're like me. You like to rabble rouse a little bit.
Oh yeah. I will poke the bear, especially in TSA when you can kind of poke the bear and then just walk off.
Right. Yeah. On my flight, because I flew from Charlotte and I drove to Bristol and then had to drive back. My Charlotte flight, the flight. So I have a major problem with like flying in general. I get my seat, or I get my ticket. I pay for a seat, well, because I'm whatever level of whatever I am
Right.
on American. I can pick my seat before I get on the plane, and we buy, the NHRA pays for like main plus whatever, so you get a seat.
Yeah,
and I'm always on the aisle, and there's always somebody on the window, and then there's every once in a while we'll get an empty seat in the middle. This guy comes in. And, of course, he's in boarding group 9. And he comes in and he's got food. And he's bigger than me. And I just see him. I go, this dude's going to sit right smack dab in the middle. So this guy comes in and he sees the row. He sees me and he sees he's in the middle seat. He goes, come on, man. And I'm like, hey, bro. In my head, I'm going, you had every opportunity to find a different seat, and you were the last one on the plane, basically, and they gave you this seat. And so he sits down, and not only is the food I have a major problem with people bringing food on a plane, because it smells, and it better be a hamburger or something that doesn't get stinky. This guy brought in like General Cho's chicken or something, and it was.
Look who's calling me right now.
Oh, look at that!
I wonder what that's about.
Yeah, we'll talk to her about her.
Eric, I don't have time to talk to you right now. I'm doing a live podcast. That's how important the viewers and listeners of Life's a Drag is.
Yeah.
6-time Pro Stock World Champion Erica Enders.
We shut her down.
Going to go to voicemail, I'm sad to say.
So anyways, this guy sits next to me. So now I'm hanging out in the middle of the aisle, right? And here comes the cart. And by the way, I passed out on this plane for like 45 minutes. I had no idea where I was when I woke up. I was like, am I coming or am I going? Where am I going? And all of a sudden, the flight attendant just, in my seatbelt, it was on my right leg, and she just freaking, bam, hits it. And I'm like, oh! And she goes, sir, oh my God, are you okay? And it didn't really hurt, but I needed to take a seat.
Yeah.
And I go, oh my God, I think I need a tourniquet. Oh my Lord. Oh God. Oh. And she's like, are you serious? Are you okay? And I go, I'm fine. Give you a hard time.
Biggest takeaway from that whole story is you're an aisle seat guy.
Yeah, I'm an aisle seat guy.
Well, I'm window guy. Really?
I don't like
the window so I can go to sleep.
Well, yeah, that's the only reason why I'd want to be a window guy. But the aisle, I am in control of who gets in and gets out.
Yeah, I get it. You're a control guy. You're a control freak. I just get in there. If I'm not I'm 75% of the time on an emergency row, so I got to kind of stay awake until I can act like I fake looked at the brochure.
Right.
And yeah, I'll help get everybody off. No, I'm not. I'm gonna get me off, and then I'll direct people from the outside of the airplane.
Like I was in an emergency row seat a couple weeks ago, and I find it weird because in that row you can get free drinks.
I heard about this phenomenon. I've never executed it, but yeah.
Yeah, so you get free drinks, but I feel weird ordering drinks
Right.
in the emergency row because, what happens if you're, like, all loaded up?
Yeah, I don't think it's like a full open bar, but I think you'd easily get 2 cocktails on a 2 or
At
3 hour flight.
least. Oh, yeah, by the way, I did get 2, cocktails, coming back from Charlotte because that lady felt bad for me, and she didn't charge me, so I was good.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
anyways, those are flights.
So Bristol,
Bristol, baby.
we had all kinds of on-track action. We had history with the mustache made some history. Do you have a picture of the mustache?
I do. There he
This
is.
guy, Greg Anderson, second guy to ever get 1,000 round wins. I was the top end when they suggested this photo, which actually asked him to lay down on the ground and do the full prom. And he was like, no,
No,
I'm not going to do that.
that's not Greg Anderson.
But that is, he was so great about it, so excited for him. 1,000 round wins. Talked to him afterwards. He did not even know he was close to 1,000 round wins until about 3 races ago.
Well,
all he cares about is winning races. So
yeah. Well, it's funny because along the fence line, because Bristol is such a great place, and everybody's like right up on me in the low zone. And there was nobody there. I mean, everybody left because of the rain and all that stuff. And we were running finals like 8:00 at night. Some guy goes, "Who's the other one that they keep talking about?" And I'm like going, "It's either John Force," but then I'm going, "Wait a second. What about Warren Johnson or some of those other pro stock guys?" I'm like going, I don't know. I think it might be. It's got to be. John Force.
It's Force, and then the next man up is Ron Capps. He's at about 920-ish round wins. So it's that is 2 years ago, and I actually looked that photo up, AJ. I was asleep in the Bristol airport for an early flight, and John Force actually came and sat down beside me and put his head on my shoulder, and I slept through the whole thing.
Yeah,
but there's both video and photo evidence of it, which I should have pulled that up. So, so Greg gets 1,000 round wins. Capps and Torrance finally win. I say finally. Capps, I hadn't realized Capps hadn't won since the U.S. Nationals of 2023.
I didn't. That was crazy.
And just super happy for him. Torrance wins for the first time in almost a year. Funny deal, he sent a tweet out like using his kids to get sympathy from people. Like, will you get a race? Can my daddy get a race win today? And I reached out to a bunch of Top Fuel people and were like, close to, hey, you should retweet this and say, I'm sorry, Charlie, not today for your dad. I'm going to beat your dad. So no way. I'm going to have to say, Dave, I don't know about that. I think Capps has got to be Antron for sure. Schumacher, I don't think either one of those guys is to 900. Yeah, they're next to 900. Okay, sorry. I stand corrected, Dave W. Yeah, they're next to 900, but Capps is behind 900. It's already beyond 900.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, it was good to see. It was good to see the old guard kind of get back in there.
Yeah,
and it was good. I mean, listen, Tony Stewart, awesome. That's great. He puts us on the bigger stage, but to see Torrance get back in there, and also he's definitely way more humble now than he was when he was going for
sure.
And I love to see that.
Kinder, gentler Steve Torrance.
And it's great.
Richard Gadsden in Pro Stock Motorcycle.
How great was that?
Amazing. What a good guy. What a good dude. Literally in the press room, got a little emotional because he's up there talking about like his lifelong dream is to win a Wally. And he's going to win a lot of them.
Well, what about the guy, the other dude in the guy who's number one qualifier? I can't forget his name.
Oh, not Blaine. Is it Blaine something?
Oh, man,
the kid's super cool, but it was like a second Pro Stock Motorcycle race. I apologize. He was the coolest dude. Yeah, Capps, he's 76 away. So that's I think he could get it next year, but probably 2027.
Braden Davis, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Braden Davis.
Thank
super
so
good
much.
Dude. So those Vance and Hines bikes are just ridiculous.
And that's scary that they've added a third guy that just is come on.
And he's riding the Bristol bike that Gage won Epping with.
Yeah.
So so they're going to be a handful. So, but beyond the on track action, we had and that's the talk. That's been the talk the last couple of days is Tiregate.
Tiregate. So you want to go through this thing? All right. So
Yes.
NHRA 2 days ago issued this. Let me get Braden date. Hold on. I got to get your comment off of there, please.
Drag Race Bracket Bonanza gumming up the work. Sign up now while we're trying to figure this thing out.
Yeah, right. Always the thing. So Mission Foods Drag Race season following the disqualification of Erica's run during the 4th round, blah, 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 blah. 100-point deduction and a $5,000 fine. Team has the right to appeal. So that was 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Then a little more than an hour ago, we get this hot take. Hold on. Let's get that one off. Let's get this one in there. Now, Elon, you have a definite problem with this whole statement, but we're going to go through it real quick. So basically what this says, if you haven't seen it, it's on every social media platform, is that they ran the liner, that they asked Tech in Epping, hey, and there was discussion about whether or not they can run it. And they said, no, you can't. And that's how the rule book is talked about. So knowing that going into Bristol, they ran it anyways. And demonstrated willful disregard for the instruction given by NHRA. So that's the big statement that came out. Yeah. I know some people were asking about it already in the comments. That's what came out today.
And my biggest issue is, can you throw that graphic back up, Jason?
Please hold 1 second. There you go.
The font on this graphic, the commas and the periods look exactly alike.
Yes.
So, second paragraph, based on this, comma, the NHRA technical department. It just looks like there's a period there. And then there's a couple places down here. You know, the last line, the tires in Bristol, comma, they demonstrated it. Yeah, so it just looks like someone wrote this and didn't understand punctuation. You got to zoom out on it to really tell that that's a comma. So that's really my biggest. I'm going to weigh in on that as the font police.
Yeah, by the way, that's what we really care about here. Is
that's
the
what
font.
That's what we are bringing to the table, is our concern about the font. Now, all the ins and outs of how tires work and, you know, performance enhancement, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's for people way smarter than us to figure out.
Right. And we don't know about that.
And the main thing also, this whole thing comes down to is classic he said, she said, they said. It has to be in writing. I mean, that's the key for all this stuff.
Right.
And I hate it for Erica. You know, they're battling. They're trying to come back. 100 points is a lot of points.
Correct.
I mean, my personal opinion is on something like that, if you're going to do a point penalty, then take the penalty, the points you earned at that event, which for her would have been about 40. That to me seems more concise, or at least more reasonable. 100, that's a race. That's basically like saying her runner-up finish in Epping didn't even happen.
Sure. Well, and Galvin, who just gets to sign in here. Here we go, Jason Galvin. David, it's 76 takes more than a year or two. 4-round wins a race. Okay.
Hey,
thanks, Jason Galvin. And Jason Galvin.
Why are you hating on Ron Capps? I mean, guys have done that before. I mean, Greg Anderson got 76 round wins in one season. I mean,
well, and going back to what Galvin said yesterday on Joe's show, is none of this really matters. Like the Hendricks car. What's it? Greg Anderson. Geez, I totally had a senior moment. Greg Anderson's up 4 races.
Yeah.
To the next elite person. So Erica's going to qualify for the countdown. And like Galvin said yesterday, he truly believes that that elite is really trying to get in championship form for Indy, double the points, or points count more, and everything gets erased come the countdown.
Right.
So as long as they get their active gear for Indy, then we got a whole other race.
Your biggest concern is now she's fallen out of the top 10. So now you're kind of committed to going to every race, which she goes to every race anyway.
Right.
And she'll get back in the top 10 because I think Greg Stanfield's in front of her and Cody Coughlin. So she'll get around those guys. She'll be in the top 10 by the time we're leaving Indy.
Yeah.
And then all bets are off. And then to Blake Walters, I think Erica will win a race before the U.S. Nationals. She'll win before the U.S. Nationals.
That means Norwalk. That means they're not going
Virginia,
to Richmond.
You got Virginia. You got
Well,
Norwalk.
they're not going to Richmond. They're not going.
Oh,
to
that's
Richmond.
right. Their pro stock is banned from Richmond. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
The whole class is banned from Richmond.
Yeah.
A very, very dicey situation there. So you got Norwalk, and then you got Seattle, Sonoma, Brainerd.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Brainerd, maybe
Seattle.
Seattle.
Sonoma.
Yeah.
I mean, they could. I mean, that's 3 races away. They could get it figured out. I mean, because really for them, the off week is a benefit because they're going to get the thing on the dyno. They're going to go test.
Right.
I bet if you're around the Tulsa track, you're going to get to see a lot of Erica Enders.
Sure, and the whole team.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the hub. That's the hullabaloo with everything going on with that.
So all that stuff, like we're talking about the stuff this week during the race when the Q4 deal got tossed out on Saturday. Sunday during the race, there was a lot of KB Titan versus Elite Racing. And after one race, we're all just kind of minding our own business, talking about blah, blah, blah. And then we look out of the tower, and there is a full-on brawl going on.
Well,
right there.
Yeah, well, it was great because all of a sudden I hear, and I'm not seeing anything, and I hear Joe on the radio, like in Pomona last year when the plane crashed.
Yes.
I'm watching this plane come down, and on the radio I go, "Oh my God, a plane just crashed!" So I'm the first one who said it. Joe in Bristol goes, "Fight!
Just like high school. Like high school. Fight!
Yeah,
Get on top of the lockers.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden I see Fernando Quadra up there saying, "Hey, all right," whatever he was saying. I'm like, "What just happened?" And then that's where it all came out.
The shocking combo of peacekeepers in that, because I mean they immediately it flared up like a grease fire.
Yeah.
And then it got a lid put on it so fast. But like KB Titan crew guys are being dragged at it. Elite guys are getting dragged back. The two calm heads that prevailed, Fernando Quadra Sr. and Kim Anderson. And if you know anything about sweet Kim Anderson, is she's also someone she's had her run-ins with elite people and other, God bless, the passions run so high over there. Well, the fact that she was kind of, no, calm down, get back. And then Fernando Sr. is just, doing his best UN peacekeeper speech.
Right.
Was just spectacular.
Well, and I liken it to like two football teams coming out of the locker room and saying, like Ohio State, Michigan, they come out the same door at the same time.
They're just same deal.
Pushing and John. There really wasn't too many punches thrown.
No.
But Monica, it was definitely a brouhaha.
Yes.
Yeah, it was just, that's what it was. But it was so perfect because first off, if you've never been to Bristol, the staging lanes, they're all the elite guys and all the KB guys are in one spot.
It's just a complete bottleneck.
Yeah, it's a bottleneck. So you're down there, and they listen to what Eric Latino said. Somebody got out of quick, but all was okay. Got stuff calmed down so fast. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So it got calmed down pretty quick, but they funneled through that tunnel, where the staging lanes were, and apparently what I heard was one of the guys from one
of the guys from Elite called the KB Titan guys cheaters.
Well, yeah, and then somebody said, "Come get it," and Chase went and got it, and Chase Freeman. And listen, if you know anything, I mean, there's no love lost between any of those guys.
No,
and those Freeman kids, they're just looking to get into a fight. Yeah, just look at them the wrong way.
And those elite guys, and the KB, the passions run so high. There's really no ramp up. When it jumps off, it doesn't start out with finger poking or chest bumps or shoving. It is straight to haymakers.
Yeah, we're in a Burt Reynolds movie immediately.
Yeah, it's words, and then it's like Hooper. Terry Bradshaw's being thrown out of a window.
Yeah. So talk about Kim Anderson being the peacemaker. Well, there's pictures of Kim Anderson on the internet, on social media, flying the double birds.
Yes.
And apparently there were elite guys along the fence line, so she was just giving them the 2-finger salute on the way back. Apparently they were giving it back to I mean, it is going to go on and on.
It's delicious, and the fact that it's when it's kind of balanced, it's already kind of simmering. But when one of them gets a competitive advantage, when Erica was kicking KB's ass, it was the same deal. Now that Greg is, Dallas, the KB Titan guys, they've got a little bit of a foothold or advantage. I'm not really sure what all the deal is. It's just marbles inside the crankshafts.
Yeah.
And it's so great. So
it really is. And I mean, listen, again, we don't want to see people get hurt. We don't want to see people, but the competitive advantage. I mean, it happens in every sport. Michael Jordan punching Steve Kerr in the face because he's not practicing hard enough. It's like this is going to happen, and it's going to boil over. And it boiled over a little bit in Bristol, and it could have gotten dicey down there. But like safety safari guys got in there. Jason Deerdorf, the head of security, he got in quick.
And the amazing thing is that those guys all managed to not interact or touch the NHRA officials.
Right.
Because that's where you can get real light in the wallet real quick. Even not because that's what got Force in 2009 when he and Tony had their run in at the top end. It wasn't because Force was punching Tony. It's because a safety safari guy came up behind Force and was kind of pulling him off, and Force kind of gave him one of these. Right. And that was a $10,000 elbow. Because you can't put your hands on. That's spectacular. Yes, she was letting them know 1,001 round wins after the final. So that was spectacular.
It was really good. I mean, and listen, when Joe brought it up, like after like Steve Torrance and Cameron Ferre got into it at the top end, they all got over it. They moved along, and Torrance gets a bad rap for that, and it was just heat of the moment. But man, these elite guys and KB guys, they do not mess around. And the best part is, I love even more. It's the ancillary people on the outside, the Kim Andersons, the Sadie Glens, the Courtney Enders every once in a while. Courtney had to sit on it this weekend because, she was she was
doing TV.
Doing TV. She had to sit on it.
That was a wild deal. But yeah, and the thing that I love is it's the pro stock guys that get spicy, even in pro stock motorcycle.
Oh, yeah.
Matt Smith Racing versus Vance and High. I mean, there's no love lost there.
None.
And they'll call each other out. And I just wish that would bleed over a little bit more into Top Fuel and Nitro. Like you saw some emotion out of Austin Prock after he lost for the second week in a row as number one qualifier to Buddy Hull and Jim Dunn Racing. He hit the side of his Suburban, but I was really hoping for a bounce the helmet off the ground or chuck the helmet into the Suburban.
Yeah,
he was beside himself because they had to have had a meeting,
right?
Either Saturday night, Sunday morning, of like, hey, let's not make the same mistake we made last week. No offense to Buddy Hull and Jim Dunn Racing, but there's no logical reason that they should have gone back to back like that.
Right.
That they are good. They're going to make good runs, but they're not going to run 380 or 390 flat. So when that happened again, it's so great about drag racing. It is. Don't make a mistake. Get to the finish line first.
Yep. That's it.
They earned it, but just to see Austin at the top end he's just beside himself.
Yeah, it was it was crazy. I mean, that two races in a row, that was nuts. Yeah. But you know what? Hey, that's like you said, that's drag racing.
That's drag racing.
And for everybody who was getting all wound up, yes, the right lane was not the greatest lane on the throughout the entire weekend. But if you watch the finals, we got 3 winners out of that right lane.
Yeah. Now it was junk for Top Fuel starting the day.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do?
Yeah, but listen,
those are the breaks.
The safety safari, they were even they said it was the best prepped track going into the weekend, and it's just things happen.
And then the beauty of that rain that came through cooled everything down. So those finals were spectacular. If you waited around, you got a pretty good race.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. I mean, I waited around. Joe Costello decided he needed to leave because he was flying out of Tri-Cities trying to leave on Sunday night, but he missed it. But he was listening. But yeah, it was a good. Listen, overall, it was a great race weekend. A lot of drama. A lot of the rain just kind of the second weekend in a row that we had to dodge raindrops. But it's Bristol. It's going to rain in Bristol every single time.
And we're going to segue because we're about to go to a break, I think. But we can also talk real quickly about how, for the second race in a row, how many Drag Race Bracket Bonanza brackets just got completely smoked in the first round of just all the upsets. Dave Richards going to the semifinals. Doug Coletta going out first round. Austin Prock going out first round. It was spectacular. So if you're not playing Drag Race Bracket Bonanza, it's anybody's game. Bet with your heart, bet with your head. It's all free. Make your picks. Richmond will be great. 2-day race. It'll be fun. But yeah, get signed up because anything can happen in Drag Race Bracket Bonanza.
Yeah, I'm doing randomizer from now on. But let's hear from Drag Race Bracket Bonanza right now, shall we?
Drag racing fans, check out Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. It's the free, family-friendly fantasy bracket game. Now, after final qualifying at every national event, you can fill out your bracket for all the pro classes.
It's free, easy to click on your picks. If you need some help, just hit the randomizer button to fill in the blanks. It's for fun, stay engaged, and pick your winners today.
The number one source of friction in your engine is not what you think. Piston rings rubbing against the cylinder walls generate more friction than any other part of the engine. More friction and temperature means more wear and less horsepower. Fortunately, the team at Total Seal knows how to reduce friction and wear through innovative piston ring design. If it takes a piston, Total Seal can build a better ring.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Redline Oil, formulated to win.
Formulated to win.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me.
Proven by me.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Man, that commercial is loud.
Yeah, but it gets you fired up. It gets me fired up. That Redline Oil.
All right, so here's what's good. Yeah, everybody wants you to call Erica back.
Yeah.
Ring Eli. Come on, call Erica back. I would love to. You know what? I would send her the thing, but that might be opening up a door. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want
right now. Yeah, a funny car brackets definitely hurt. I mean, I am so horrible at this game, and you would think I'd be much better at it. I pick with my heart sometimes, Elon.
But the funny thing is, I picked all my clients. So my pick of Buddy Hull over Austin Prock immediately catapulted me, because the Bristol did a cool, a very similar on paper Bracket Bonanza deal, which Kevin McKenna won. And he got the coolest prize. They're doing a baseball game later this year at Bristol.
Oh, nice.
And it's like the Braves versus the Reds. So they gave away one of the official baseballs for the games.
Oh, wow.
And Kevin McKenna won. We were down to the finals. So, and Kevin's a big, huge baseball guy. I think if it would have been a Cubs ball, he would have started crying.
I love the Cubs too.
But he thought that was the greatest thing ever. So,
by the way, I know we've talked about snacks in the media center.
Yes,
they busted out baseball snacks.
Yes, Anthony Vestal and Becky Cox, ice cream, snacks every day. They're snack kings. It was very funny. I was giving Anthony props, and then he was like, "Yeah, Becky brought all the fruit." And I was like, well, good for Becky. But I did see a lot of people eating fruit, so that's good.
Yeah, it was good. But my favorite thing they had in there, packets. And when I say packets, there must have been 50 packets of Big League Chew.
Yes, and that was also branded for the Major League Baseball game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they had you could just put one in your back pocket like you're going Little League back in the 70s and 80s. So, all right.
Yeah.
We touched on this last week. F1 dropped the movie F1 dropped a new trailer, and then they also dropped some news. Do we want to do the trailer first or talk about the news they also dropped about their 2026 schedule?
Let's watch the trailer.
Let's watch the trailer.
All right, let's see if I can do this. Get ready, because
multimedia, Jason.
This could get absolutely stupid. Please hold, everyone.
Good step.
We're sharing a screen.
Some people look at Sonny Hayes. They see a guy who lives in a van, a gambling junkie who missed his shot, the best that never was. But I see possibility.
And if you don't love me now, we'll never.
My Rook is a phenomenal talent, but he's young. You plus him, boom, I got a team.
When was the last time you won a race?
Sunday, Daytona.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant Formula One.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then same as you.
There's this new guy. He's old. He's such a prick. He's quick, though.
If you had any constructive criticism for each other, what would it be?
Don't be such an awesome dickhead. That was constructive.
Wow.
Did you win something? There's 20 other drivers still out on that track. Do you think any of them respect us?
They're saying Sonny Hayes isn't a has-been. He's a never was.
If the last thing I do is drive that car, I will take that life, man. 1,000 times.
I'm offering you an open seat in Formula One. The only place you could say, if you win, you are the absolute best in the world.
Woo! Yeah. I got all the feels on that one.
I got all the feels on that one. So Javier Bardem, all-time one of my favorite actors, ever since No Country for Old Men and the James Bond movies. But that trailer right there, I mean, I think it gives a fair amount away with the movie, but looks so good. I mean, again, when you have Apple money and Formula One money, it's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, I think so too. By the way, if you like Javier Bardem, you should watch Conan O'Brien. I think it's on, I forget what it's on, but he goes on trips and he goes to Spain, and Javier Bardem is there with him, and he takes him around like
really
not Barcelona.
Yeah, it's like the Conan O'Brien like get out of the country kind of deal.
Yeah. And he's on the new one, but Javier, it's pretty comical. He's
okay. Yeah. So, but I'm excited about this Formula One movie just because I think it's just going to be ridiculous, and the videography on it looks. The fact that they did it during actual races, all the feels, the music's going to be cool, all that stuff. But
they filmed some of that stuff here in Florida. I don't know if it was down in Sebring, but I know they did some stuff in Daytona because I know Brad Pitt was over here, and then it's like Jesus showed up.
Yeah, and I think John Capps had something to do with that movie too, because he's part of all the racing movies. Ron Capps' brother. Yeah, he does stunt stuff. He did Ford versus Ferrari. He did the Ferrari movie. He's done all kinds of stuff. So, but how about F1 releasing their schedule and going ahead and dropping the Canadian Grand Prix on top of the Indy 500?
Why would they do that?
I don't know. They ruined racing Christmas.
That's Monaco.
That was Monaco in the morning, then the Indy 500, then the Coca-Cola 600.
Right.
And now they've got the Canadian Grand Prix now in the middle of the day.
Where's Monaco going?
I don't know. I just saw a New York Times article about, and of course I don't subscribe to the New York Times, so I only got the headline and like the first 3 sentences. But then everyone that was on Twitter was like, they're ruining Motorsports Christmas.
Yeah, that's dumb. I mean, I didn't watch any of it this past year, but That's just because I was doing other stupid stuff.
Right.
But if I wasn't doing stupid stuff,
Yeah,
I would have
I've
been there
watched it.
watching all of it.
I've watched Motorsports Christmas, and I would love to somehow drag racing to figure out how to get a bite of that apple, but
Yeah, it's a tough one.
that's a tough one. But I also like having my Memorial Day weekend off.
Yeah, yeah, that's a tough. That's like trying to get in on the NFL and all that stuff. I mean, luckily with Fox, we do get in on some NFL schedules.
Yes,
and that's awesome.
Which is awesome for the Motorplex this year. Stampede of Speed will be the NFL lead-in game.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Yes, so we are very excited about that at the Motorplex. So that's going to be super cool. But then we were talking about this before the show started. I don't know if people can tell over my shoulder up here, I have a variety of – I am a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan, lifelong Steelers fan, and we finally got our quarterback this week. Now –
Wait. Did you say we got our quarterback?
Yes.
You're feeling positive about this.
I am. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. That one-year contract, incentive-laden. I got to think that Mike Tomlin had a come-to-Jesus meeting with Aaron Rodgers and said, hey, man, leave the crazy in the parking lot. We just need you to play football. And from Moneyball, another great Brad Pitt movie where he's talking to the David Justice character.
Right.
And he's in the batting cage, and David Justice is like, you're paying me $13 million a year. And Brad Pitt's like, we're not paying you $13 million. The Yankees are paying you $7 million to play against them. And he's like, how about we just be honest? You're trying to keep playing baseball, and I'm trying to wring the last little bit of talent out of you to make this team better. That's what I want Aaron Rodgers to be.
Man, I hope so. I hope for your sake, but I
think that Ohio State quarterback, the Howard kid, could be really good. You don't think so? Why?
No.
Why?
I don't think he's that good.
I think he could be good.
I mean,
and I don't even like Ohio State that much.
No, it has nothing to do with that. I just don't think he's going to be that good. There's been a laundry list of just mediocre quarterbacks that came out over the past 3 years, and it's just like, okay, whatever. I mean, that's why Aaron Rodgers is still relevant, because there's nobody out there.
Yeah, and so I'm hoping that he can play a year. He's got some good weapons around him. Metcalf, got some good receivers. We got rid of crazy George Pickett's.
You got rid of Najee.
Yeah, he was good though. I was sad to see him go. I mean, he was a workhorse. He was a quintessential Steelers running back. He never missed a game. Didn't really fumble a lot. Just did the work. So I am hopeful the Steelers will be good.
Yeah. Hey Blake, we will. Don't worry.
Yes.
We'll let you guys on. They want to be on the show.
I know. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Listen, last time when Galvin and I tried to do it, everybody was like, oh, no, I don't want to get on the show. Listen, he started playing good at the end of the year last year.
Yeah.
And he's like that team. I don't know what's the problem with the Jets, but those guys are just dysfunctional on every level.
And I can't wait. I've already got plans to go to the Steelers at Jets week 1 game, I think, with Justin Ashley, who's a lifelong Jets fan.
Oh, so much
and
fun.
It's going to be great. And then I just bought a ticket to the Sunday after Thanksgiving game, Bills at Steelers, with the aforementioned Courtney Enders, who's a lifelong Steelers fan, and Kelly Crandall, who's from Racer Magazine, also Steelers fan. They're bringing their respective +1s. I'm going solo.
Nice.
And
so I know how Courtney got to be a Steelers fan. How did you get to be a Steelers fan? You're in Texas. What
all my mom's family's from Western Pennsylvania. So when I would go up there in the summers growing up, heyday of the 70s, Steelers were so great. I grew up in Texarkana. I had the Sears and Roebuck Steelers Letterman's jacket, like the only one probably in Texarkana. And it was all Cowboys, and then 90% Cowboys, 9% Redskins fans, and then me and my Steelers deal. And I would get beat up all the time. But my vindication came every January in the 70s.
That's great. I love it.
So that's I was always Terry Bradshaw. I got to meet Mean Joe Green.
Oh, nice.
I've gotten to meet a couple of those guys. It's been spectacular to just wear them out,
See, I've grown up in Florida, and it was the Buccaneers and the Dolphins, and my brother liked the Dolphins. I'm like, and they were good. Dan Marino,
Right,
great
yeah.
during that. But I was like, no, I can't like them. And so I like the Buccaneers, and I was like, one day they're going to win, and I'm going to be driving the bus. The get on, everybody, let's go. And finally, they won, and I can care less about the Tom Brady one, but it is what it is. And even the first one they won, they had Derek Brooks and all those guys, and we got John Gruden to come in and finish what Tony Dungy.
That was legit. I mean, that was right after they switched their sweet looking new uniforms, new logos, and everything. And
but see, like I've always liked the underdogs. Like growing up in Florida, we had TBS, and so it was Braves.
Oh
Braves.
Same.
And I could not watch the Braves, but we also had WGN, and we had the Cubs. With Harry Carey, and I loved Harry Carey and all those. In fact, if you want to get a cameo of Harry Carey from me, I can do that for you.
You can do that for you.
Yeah,
I figure you already have some Harry Carey tendencies. Like, you can
Elon, I can't find my glasses over here. You know what I'm saying, man?
Right. I know.
So, but yeah, it's the Cubs, and then the Red Sox were my American League team because they sucked forever.
Yeah.
And then they all got good, and then I married a girl from Queens, New York, who thinks every New York team is the greatest team ever, and she has no idea what they do. So
I was an exchange student in Germany, 86, 87, and was listening to the Red Sox playoff game when the ball goes through Bill Buckner's legs. Like, it was the most old school. Like, I'm listening to the game, and I was kind of rooting for the Red Sox. I don't know why, but then just the whole listening to that game on the radio and the ball goes through his legs, and you're just like, oh no.
Oh yeah, that was it. No. Well, it was funny because when that happened, what was the coach's name? Dave. Oh crap!
I don't know.
For the Mets, for the Mets coach. Well, his daughter went to my same high school at the same time I was there, so everybody was all about the Mets, and I was like, I can't go for that. I gotta go the Red Sox. Come on, what are we talking about?
All right, Nightcott Motorsports wants to know where we're staying in Norwalk. We're not staying at the Kalahari. We used to stay at the Kalahari.
Yep,
it's too crazy expensive now. It's like $500 a night, and that's just
no. I don't stay there. We stay at some.
We're like at I'm like at the Hampton Inn, just up the road, right across the street from Manny's.
Yeah, that's where we stay,
which is a great burger joint. That's my go-to. One of my go-to restaurants on the road.
Yeah, Manny's is good. Norwalk is one of those that you take.
And there's some restaurant on the lake I went to last year. Josh Hatchett recommended. That's like a little bit further out of town that they've done some. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, there's some decent places to eat. Joe and I ate in Bristol at the Burger Barn, which is right down the corner, like in Bristol. It's like been there since 1942. Great chili cheese dog. They catered our food a couple days at the track. It was good. But yeah. But Norwalk
catered food. I got like Jersey Mike's one day, and
we had Chick-fil-A one day, which I walked up there going, "Ooh, Chick-fil-A would have been good."
I got to get on that, and I got to find that announcer feed schedule.
Yeah, listen, the announcer feed schedule sometimes doesn't show up. On Sundays. I'm on stage at 9:00, and it's now we get done with round one. And then there's no food. It's now 12:30, and I'm starving. And where's the food? Oh, it just showed up for round two. I was like, come on, now I got to wait another 45
because it gets there like noon. It goes to. I think it all arrives like at the Fox TV compound.
Yes.
So if you can figure out a way to get over there, you can eat right away.
Right, but I don't have. I'm stuck. I'm attached to the stage.
You're a slave to the people.
Yeah. So, but that's it. I mean, that's what we got to deal with. But
that is all part of Life's a Drag. Is just kind of how much time we spend at the racetrack looking at the weather, when we're going to eat,
right,
and what's the snack situation and the parking situation.
Listen.
Did you get a hang down tag for Bristol?
I did.
How VIP do you feel about that?
So day one, I was like, I parked because I have to do the S program, and the S program was all the way up a hill near Gold Key, where all the teams.
Oh yeah,
and it's all the way up the hill. I mean, it might as well be a mile away.
Yes.
And I luckily got to ride down the thing in a golf cart and got to ride back up. But I sent Josh a note. I'm like, hey man, you got any extra parking passes? He goes, oh, I might. I'm like, well, Kelly Wade got a parking pass for somebody else, so Kelly Wade's was available, so I got Kelly Wade's parking pass. So Saturday and Sunday, that's key.
I gave one of the other PR people a ride to their car, and they were like in the lower level by the Bristol Speedway, and I was like, you walked from here? That was just the most insane thing ever. Anthony Vestal hooks us up with the suite.
Yeah.
Like the suite parking pass. And the guys are so vigilant. Every day I came through and waved it, and I missed him on one day. I just went and I knew I'd spot 106. And I just parked there, and he comes bebopping up on his golf cart, and he's like, are you supposed to be parking in spot 106? And I was like, yes. Sorry I missed you. So then Saturday and Sunday, I checked in with him. Hey, man, gave him the wave, drove him, and still drove up. Oh, you're 106? Yes, I'm 106.
See, you have a media parking pass, correct?
Yes.
So I have an official one. You would think official could get me to park wherever I want.
No, that's the worst one to have because no one knows where it's supposed to park.
Yeah, and it's the worst. And like in Charlotte, where media parks, every year I've been able to park there. Not this year. I had to go back and around the other side of the restrooms, the showers, and park in that parking lot. Guy goes, oh, you got an official. You can park wherever you want. I go, no, that's not true.
Not when they tell the guys at the gate who are just doing their jobs.
Right.
This is the only pass that comes through here. But they need to know officials should trump everything.
Right. But Bristol's the only one that gets them on day one.
Yeah.
Like every place else, you're fine. Friday you can sneak in and move around.
Yeah.
But Saturday, after everybody's like, oh, there's no spots to park in my and people that complain way too much, and I know there's 3 people that do it. I have to move around. So
yeah. But I was there at the Motorplex one year. We towed like 100 cars one year when I was in the Motorplex. You're in the wrong spot. We didn't call. We just hooked people up and towed them.
Dude, last time I went to the Motorplex, every time I went to the Motorplex, I'm all the way down in that field back, behind the grandstand. I'm like nowhere near.
We're reconfiguring it this year. Hopefully, it's going to be in that VIP, like media parking will be in the VIP lot at the back instead of the front. So if you park in the back, then you can just walk straight in the staging lanes and walk right to the media center. Versus before, we were giving you like close to 287. And then you had to walk all the way back. Okay, you want to close out with our top 5 drag strips in the country?
Let's do it.
All right. Do you want to go 5 to 1? Do you know off the top of your head how you want to do it?
Oh, maybe I should go 1 to 5 because I know what my 1 is.
Okay, what's your 1?
1 is Bristol, Thunder Valley. I like it. It's just it's got character. It's got the whole thing, and they're so nice there, and it's awesome. They've got that big autograph session. They're so fan friendly. I love that place.
Yeah. Bristol's my number 2, but my number 1 is Charlotte for the exact same reason, but they just have the advantage of hotels and restaurants so close to the track. Like literally you can wake up at 8:00 and be at the track at 8:20 with a stop at the 7-Eleven.
See, I would say Charlotte's my number 2.
Charlotte and then Bristol for me. So you're going to go Bristol, then Charlotte.
I like Charlotte because Charlotte, I've got a place to hide and sit and do
stuff.
Do stuff because that media room is just fantastic.
Yeah. I will say my number 3 is the Motorplex for sentimental reasons. I worked there. I think they have great events. I like having the media center in the middle of the pits, even though you can't see the racetrack, but there's TVs and there's food and refrigerator. I mean, it's super convenient to just walk right out of the media center, right into the pit area. So that's my number 3 is the Motorplex.
My number 3 is Sonoma. Just because I love that track and it's just the weather's always crazy on Friday nights. It's beautiful. It's the media center's right there. It's just great. And they love Pro Stock Motorcycle too, which they don't leave for that.
And then I'll go number 4 is Pomona because just when it was the Winter National starting the season and the World Finals closing the season, it was just cool. You got the first day of school and you got last day of school and just the mountains and the track and just the whole – there's just something about like Sunday night racing at Pomona when you're underneath the lights is just really – the vibe there is just really, really cool.
Yeah, you know what? I might say Pomona's 4 for me. I'm trying to think. No, yeah, no, maybe. Yeah, I'm going to say Pomona's 4. Yeah, I'll go 4 with that.
All right,
That's a
and
top
then
5.
5 for me. That's tricky because now you're.
I like how he's already moved on. Watch this.
Yeah.
We haven't even said the good ones yet.
Yeah.
Norwalk, Vegas, Indy, Charlotte, Pomona.
Yeah, I would say 5 for me is Gainesville.
Okay, I like
just
that.
because it's so many people, and again, just that track is really good. A lot of great races there. Give me Gainesville.
I like Gainesville's a good call. That's my home track, so I get to drive there. I like Vegas because, especially spring Vegas, because we're in and out and we can go do what we want to do in Vegas. That's an honorable mention. A place that I don't go to, Texas Motorplex. The last time I was there. I was like, because so many reasons why I don't like, or I didn't like going there. Yeah, got to drive 45 minutes from the hotel. That's the big one. But the track is awesome.
Right.
And what you guys do for the Stampede of Speed is amazing. That I wish every track or more tracks did more stuff like that, because that is a very, very, very cool thing.
Yeah. And more tracks are starting to do it. I mean, obviously Epping stepped up, and I actually did a list today of all the tracks that do special trophies, and it's like 2/3 of them now. So I was talking to Phil Burgess about doing like a story or a photo gallery of all the special trophies we have now.
Right.
So,
but I mean, I think honorable mention Denver. Denver was my number 1 track. That was
for sure. Yeah, if Denver was still around, Denver would be number 1.
Yeah, Denver. Everybody loves Denver. But if you've never been to the Texas Motorplex, again, it just
and there's more hotels now. You probably haven't been. There's now more hotels in Waxahachie, and
but we never stay there. We never stay there.
Where? Well, that that's not on me. You're up into DeSoto probably, or
way.
Yeah, that's a bit of a pain.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they do that.
But just the concert series. But just on Sunday when you got cows roaming onto.
Yeah, we have actual cowboys doing roping and cattle on the side of the track. Yeah, it's a whole vibe. It's a whole.
It really is, and I was bitter for 5 minutes because no one asked me to go out there. I get it, I'm fine, but then when I went, I'm like, you know what? This is actually a pretty freaking good little deal. To the point where I may fly out to go watch and just sit in the stands and watch.
You can just stay at Casa Werner, and then it's only a 30-minute drive.
See, that might be better.
We got some spare bedrooms, not a palatial estate or anything, and
couch works. I'm all good.
Yeah. So, all right. So we're going to close out the show with our top 5.
Yeah.
People. So we're heading to we got Father's Day weekend.
Yep.
Coming up. You got big plans for Father's Day weekend?
Nope. My wife goes, "What do you want to do?" I go, "I don't know."
Yeah, I think my wife's got a brunch set up somewhere. I'm super excited about. We're going to go see my father-in-law on Friday, and then I have all the kids floating around. But yeah, super low key. Father's Day for me is just let's just hang out.
Yeah, it's just another day. Well, that's the difference between Mother's Day and Father's Day.
Correct.
Father's Day is like 20th on the list of holidays. I think Arbor Day beats it. So
yeah, I did ask for one thing. I'm getting one of those handheld kitchen propane burner things, so you can do like creme brulee. And like your own. That's my latest kitchen gadget that I'm getting.
Yeah, my wife is very good with giving gifts, especially when you give her no direction. Although my 14-year-old son and I share the same birthday. So the only day I have left is Father's Day. I mean, Christmas is out the window. It's Father's Day. So for our birthdays, she got my son like a little waffle maker. Like the kid's never made a waffle in his life, but he makes waffles now. But she also got me a NutriBullet. I'm like, what is that? What are you trying to tell me? That I need to eat more smoothies or something? But my kid is
make milkshakes in those. You can make milkshakes in those.
Yeah. Well, my kid has taken the NutriBullet. He's making milkshakes and makes smoothies. So I'm like, make me a smoothie.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, man.
So Richmond in a couple weeks. We'll be back next Wednesday. Tell all your friends to tune in.
Yep.
Nice work, Jason. It's always good to catch up with you. I love seeing you at the races.
Yes, sir, man.
So,
yeah, we have. Well, listen, we're gonna have a great time this week.
Yes.
We got a week off. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers.
Happy Father's Day, and we'll be back next Wednesday, 5:30
Yes,
Central, 6:30 Eastern.
Yeah, God only knows. Maybe we'll talk about what we got for Father's Day.
Right,
That
for
could be
sure.
fun. That could be
All right.
fun. All right, guys. See you later.
Later.